What is up, duelists? Now, I was fully prepared to go in on post-banlist TCG content because we just got a very exciting banlist there. And don't worry, that is still happening. I've already got a first impression / tier list / format discussion recorded. So that's going to be live on the channel tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But we do have something else I really want to talk about because we just got a pretty exciting, for Master Duel standards, banlist announcement for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel as well, which is quite exciting, and there's quite some impactful changes here. So let us get started and dive right in. We are going to start with the semi-limits and the unhits here, and we've got a little bit of a spoiler in the upper row here. We've got Vanquish Soul hits. Now, Raisin, Stake Your Soul, and Jiaolong going to 2. I mean, Raisin and Stake Your Soul, honestly, kind of expected, and I will say from 3 to 2 is acceptable. I think limiting those cards, like in the TCG, when they did that, that would have pretty much... I mean, killing Vanquish Soul is the wrong word because it didn't kill Vanquish Soul in the TCG either, even though that was more of a K9 deck than a Vanquish Soul deck. But basically, what I'm trying to say is with Raisin and Stake Your Soul at 2, the deck is going to be fun. The deck is going to be fine. It's going to be playable. And Jiaolong to 2 hurts a little bit. You lose a fire for your Holy Su count, but realistically, that is okay. I mean, this does nothing but confirm that we're going to get Vanquish Soul probably in the next pack, which is exciting because I'm a big fan of Vanquish Soul. It also doesn't kill the deck. It's just a pre-hit to a deck that otherwise would have been very, very strong. With those hits, it's going to be slightly less consistent, but still pretty powerful. So looking forward to it. The biggest question is now, are we going to get it? Are we just getting Holy Su and the field spell, or are we getting it alongside K9? That is going to be a big deal as well when those cards come out, because of course when we get it with K9, it is so much more powerful, so much more combo heavy as well, right? Like, I mean, if you've ever played pure Vanquish Soul in TCG and compared it to K9 Vanquish Soul, it's kind of like night and day in terms of the board and the combo potential and so on and so forth. So remains to be seen. I guess it's kind of like about time we also get K9 because, I mean, Yummy and Draco Tail are in the game, so it would make sense, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Then we have unhits, cards going back to 3, mostly from 2 to 3. And we've got Phantom of Yubel. I am not a fan of the Yubel deck, but I can't really argue with this. And I also kind of doubt that the difference between 2 and 3 Phantoms is that big. Realistically, this card should have probably been at 1, and that's where it probably should stay forever. At the same time, I'm not really playing against Yubel. Not ever. I definitely remember playing against it sometimes, but it's very rare. So I doubt 2 to 3 makes the biggest difference for Yubel here. It's not a playstyle I vibe with, but I guess it's fine. Maiden of White going from 2 to 3. This is good. The Blue Eyes deck is not really unfair in the slightest. It was pretty good for a short period of time, because we got it relatively early to some other decks in Master Duel. Like, there's something that came out beforehand. I think Ryzeal was out in TCG already when we got Blue Eyes, and that was tough. But I think in Master Duel, we got Blue Eyes before, right? That's it. Yeah, that Blue Eyes is fine. Blue Eyes is completely fine. So Maiden going from 2 to 3 is going to help the deck a little bit. Maybe with the upcoming frame break as well, you know, like there is Blue Eyes support on the horizon again. And that's going to be welcome as soon as that hits Master Duel. You're going to enjoy having 3 Maidens, and this card should not be on the ban list. Should have honestly never been there. So Lightning Storm from 2 to 3 is pretty relevant for some blind second decks, honestly. This card is pretty powerful in best of 1. So even though, you know, Tenpai right now isn't really a thing, there is Gem Knights, which has the potential to go second. There is Sky Striker, which has the potential to go second. So Lightning Storm is a card that is relevant and is probably going to see more play at some point in the future. Wasn't really a problem for me that the card was at 2. You know, I didn't really enjoy being sent first and then getting Lightning Stormed in some of my decks, but I also don't have the biggest issue with Lightning Storm per se. Like, there's Heavy Storm, there's Duster in Master Duel. We kind of have like enough of these types of cards. Lightning Storm going from 2 to 3 is probably okay. And then we have Snake Eye Oak coming back from 0 to 3. We're going to have to wait and see if that makes any difference for Snake Eyes. Of course, the card being at 3 doesn't matter. The main difference here is whether it's banned or at 1. So might as well put it to 3, really, because I don't think people are going to play multiple Oaks, even though people have messed around with that in the past. It's hard for me to say anything positive about Snake Eye Oak and Phantom of Yubel, because I've just, you know, I've not been a fan of the Snake Eye and Yubel formats in 2024 and parts of 2025 in Master Duel. So it's like kind of whatever. I don't really feel much when I see these. I'm just like a little afraid that it might bring those decks back, and I don't want that personally, but it is what it is. No one is playing those decks at the moment, so I also don't have strong arguments against these cards other than I don't want those decks back. That's all I got to say about these. But the real reason we've assembled here today is, of course, the other page of hits. And this is something that made me incredibly happy when I saw it. All right, so, and did both of these, by the way. Like, I feel like all the discussion I've seen online surrounding this ban list so far has focused on Maxi to 1, which is phenomenal. This needed to happen. As happy as I was about the Maxi to 2, I am even happier now as we're going step by step in the right direction. They almost have the right idea. This is, of course, amazing. This needed to happen. Maxi needs to be deleted from this game so we can look upon like a healthier future for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and OCG. Because, and this is why this is not that surprising, I'm still happy about it. This happened in OCG already. We talked about this, like, I think the last ban list in the OCG, I don't know when it was, a month or two ago, Maxi got limited. And that was amazing, of course. And the OCG metagame, as a result of the Maxi hit, along other things, has already looked a lot healthier in recent weeks. The last OCG metagame update, I'm pretty sure we looked at it on stream, was already looking a lot better and healthier in terms of the overall decks that are represented and so on and so forth. It's not just the Maxi limit, there's also other things that happened on that ban list, but Maxi, of course, plays a big role in this sort of stuff, and it going to 1 in Master Duel is phenomenal. And now all there is left to do is wait until they finally get the memo and ban it in the OCG and then eventually in Master Duel, because that's what I personally predict is going to happen. They semi-limited it in the OCG. It was not a problem. I feel like some people have the this idea of like, if Maxi is gone, then the game is going to explode and everyone is going to FTK everybody. That didn't happen when they put Maxi to 2. It's not happening when they put Maxi to 1. Also in the OCG, not happening. Toxic combos and endboard pieces should be handled separately. You know, Maxi needs to they need to get rid of it, and then they can also handle some of these other endboard combo pieces, but they're not completely taking over the game just because Maxi is less popular or less copies are allowed. So wonderful. It's going to increase the gameplay quality in Master Duel by a ton. That Maxi is gone, or at 1 rather, it's not fully gone yet. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. It's gonna feel really sacky now if your opponent has the 1 copy of Maxi. You're gonna be very mad. I'm gonna be very mad whenever that happens. When I'm going second, my opponent makes a board and then they Maxi me in draw phase with the 1 copy of it. I do believe that the timeline here that we're looking at is eventually it's gonna get banned in the OCG. They're gonna see that it's absolutely fine to play a game without Maxi, and then they're gonna ban it in Master Duel as well. And then we're all gonna be happy. So yeah, that is amazing, but the thing that surprised me here in a positive manner is the Ryziel Cross ban, because the Maxi, like I said, kind of expected but still good. Ryziel Cross is a hit that is so good, especially for Master Duel standards. For Master Duel to do this out of all of the formats, you know, the TCG didn't do this, the OCG didn't do this, Master Duel is doing it. This hit is amazing. Ryziel Cross is the only reason Ryziel is the toxic deck that it is nowadays. You know, the reason why decks like Onomat Ryziel, or even like Heraldic Ryziel or Magistus Ryziel or Mitsurugi Ryziel, any of those hybrid variations, the reason why they work is because the play pattern is always the same. You start with Ryziels, which trade very efficiently into the quote-unquote fair hand traps like Imperm, Veiler, Ash, whatever. Like Ryziels are really good into those cards because they all go +1. So like if you have to Imperm or Ash and Ice Ryziel, if all they need is 1 extender and they just keep going like nothing happened. So you start with those Ryziel plays, you get the cross, and then the cross helps you beat like the really impactful cards that are meant to like stop your combos, like mainly something like Nibiru or a Phimena that you hold until later, and so on and so forth. Like Ryziel Cross is always the card that they get to with the Ryziel cards, which are really hard to stop with fair hand traps, and then Cross does the job for all the others. And then also, it draws a card in the process, protects you from the hand traps, and is an amazing endboard piece on the opponent's turn because you can just negate any monster effect without even chaining to it. You just decide on resolution. This card is insane for Ryziel decks, and it's most important for all of the combo hybrid variations so that they can just ignore, most importantly, of course, Nibiru. So this ban is honestly incredible. This is one of the best game design, game balancing choices in a long time, is getting rid of Ryziel Cross like out of that archetype. Unironically, people have been complaining about X Ryziel all the time, and X Ryziel is a very powerful card, but the card that makes all of the Ryziel combo decks work is Ryziel Cross. You know, it's follow-up, hand trap in negation, and an endboard piece at the same time. That is way too much for a Yu-Gi-Oh card to do, especially when it's in a deck that can be paired with other engines so that you can make really powerful endboard combos, especially when you have the ability to just negate an Nibiru whenever you want. So honestly, hats off. This is a ban that I would have liked to see in any format, and Ryziel would have been so much healthier. Of course, it sucks. You know, this is a very key card for pure Ryziel as well, but if you look at the reality, no one's playing pure Ryziel anymore. Everyone's doing Onomat combos, everyone is doing Mitsurugi combos, or even like Fiendsmith Ryziel was a thing in the TCG for a long time. Ryziel Cross is a very, very integral and key part to all of those and really enables that. You know, of course, you can argue rank 4's bridging into other archetypes is also part of the reason, but like you wouldn't do that if the combos were just super vulnerable to interruption. You wouldn't play like 3 engines in one deck, but because Ryziel Cross exists, you can. And Star Ryziel, by extension, Star Ryziel was a card that I was not a fan of when they made it, but that was mainly because it accessed Ryziel Cross. So honestly, banning Ryziel Cross, I can't stress enough how good of a decision this is, especially as someone who like doesn't enjoy playing against mainly Onomat Ryziel at the moment. Like that deck is miserable to go second against, especially. I like this a lot. I'm very happy about this. So like this page makes me happy. Let me know what you think of these changes. To summarize my thoughts on this ban list, I guess, really good. Honestly, probably the best possible way to handle Ryziel in Master Duel. I wish this would have happened in the TCG as well. Ryziel Cross gone, phenomenal. Maxi in the right direction, phenomenal, amazing. Not surprising, but amazing nonetheless. Confirmation that we're getting Vanquish Soul next month, really cool. Big fan of Vanquish Soul. Justified pre-hits as well, nothing too crazy. These are relevant, but they're not like preemptively killing the deck or something like that. So I can get on board with those. Big question in my head is, are we getting K9? My guess is yes, because it's been kind of like Justice Hunter's release. After Justice Hunter's release, you know, you got Draco Tail, then Yummy would only make sense if we get K9 now. Understandable here, and a little bit of a spoiler of what's to come, which is cool. And then, of course, the unlimits, which are partially kind of whatever. You know, I doubt they have the biggest impact. At the same time, in the case of Phantom of Yubel and Snake Eye Oak, that's exactly what I want. I want them to have no impact. Maiden of White and Lightning Storm are fine. They're going to see play. You know, Blue Eyes is a deck that sees play every once in a while, and Lightning Storm is a good card in blind second deck. So these are relevant and will eventually see play, but that is okay, I guess. Overall, it's going to increase my enjoyment of Master Duel, which is all that matters for me. Like whenever they make a Master Duel ban list, I'm very happy if the changes are good, and this is going to increase my enjoyment of the game. And it's just a shame that it only is in effect in 2 weeks, which means we have to wait for 2 weeks until this is all in effect. But excited about this because we're getting the Maxi as well, so I'm really looking forward to when that card is finally banned. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Stay tuned for more TCG content as well with the most recent Forbidden Unlimited list update. I have recorded a tier list already that is going to be up tomorrow on the main channel for the new TCG format. Alongside that, we had a pretty big stream post ban list where I discussed the future of a lot of the individual decks in the format, like Mitsurugi, Malice, Yummy, and Draco Tail, and so on and so forth. And individual parts of that, like for each individual like important deck, I've decided to upload like the segment on the Plus channel. So like there's going to be separate segments on the Plus channel where I discuss the future of Mitsurugi, the future of Yummy, the future of Malice. So if you're not subscribed to the Plus channel yet and you are interested in the current TCG format post ban list, then there's a link in the description to that below. So I hope you enjoy that post ban list content as well. We're soon moving into more gameplay for the TCG as well. You know, I've got a new GoPro so I can record POV locals or play testing content again. I'm planning to do that a lot with TCG. I've got remote duels planned for a new TCG format. So we're really going to start pushing for like YCS Dortmund preparation and all that good stuff. So hope you're looking forward to that. And also hope you're looking forward to the new Master Duel format with these honestly awesome changes. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe. We're getting really, really close to 100,000. Thank you so much for that. Hope we can hit that soon. Hope you enjoyed the content as always. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, duelists.